you all are going to be getting some more, but most of them are similar. Uh, Most of the infrared thermometers are similar to each other. Normally they're already set. I was kind of looked at this one. I've been kind of studying this one because, like I said, it's kind of new for nurses. We all had to do in-services on thermometers as well. We always do an in-service because equipment changes. But this one is pretty much set, and it has your display here, and it has your light here, your infrared light through here. It also has your trigger button. On this one, if you hit the trigger, it automatically comes on. So you want to wait until you aim, and then you can hit the trigger. And I'm one of those because it is infrared. And what do people do when you're shining a light? What you gonna do? You're gonna try to look at it, right? So you need to just be 5 to 15 centimeters, which is about 5 inches from the forehead here. So I would tell whoever I'm doing the infrared temperature, close your eyes. Because first thing somebody's going to do is try to look at that laser light, especially for your children, you know, the younger children that you're going to be doing this on. So with this, the person who's taking the temperature should also wear gloves, okay? And as long as they hadn't touched anything else with their gloves, just this thermometer, they should be able to keep the same gloves on. Of course, these are a little big. They're not the ones out. These came out of the store. So with this, and for a forehead temperature, like I say, just about 5 feet away or 5 to 15 centimeters away. It has several buttons here, and those buttons are for settings. This thermometer here, and most of them will hold at least, remember, at least 30. This one holds, I think, 32 readings. And you can stroll through those readings, and it'll tell you number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. So I would have a log, Patrick, of people, like you had a log of everybody coming in. What I would at least done was took your temperature and write your temperature down. Because you might be working throughout the day and say, you know, I'm not feeling that good, and I'm hot or whatever. Then they can do a temperature, and they can look what your temperature was before you came to work and what your temperature is now that you're complaining. Because some people are walking around here with COVID-19, and they're asymptomatic, meaning they're having no symptoms at all. And they can walk around. It's just like kind of like dormant. You know, cancer goes dormant for a while, but it's still in our body. I'm a cancer survivor, but it's still, you know, it's still there. I'm still on medication for my cancer. So I would still suggest that you at least write for HIPAA. You guys are the ones to see the records. You can just do maybe first name, last name, or if you guys have ID codes or something for your clients, use something like a code or something like that, and make sure that that file is stayed safe, because that is considered, now when we're doing temperatures, that's almost considered patient information, or, you know, our customers. So with this thermometer here, I'm actually gonna just use my arm. You see the light turns red, and it's already done. So this one here was 97.3. I'm hitting this last button to scroll. Of course, you would be facing this monitor, so you'll see it faster than me trying to do this. Also, too, on this one here, some of you probably can't hardly see, but this bottom button is telling you it's already set for the body. An oral temperature and a forehead temperature is basically the same. You get into adding degrees and lowering degrees when you do armpits and rectal temperatures. So we're not going to be doing any of those, so the forehead will be about the same. So it's set for the body. You can see that the last temperature was the 97.3, and it says 05, because I've been playing with it. So now that's the fifth one. It has a threshold already set for 100.3. This thermometer should make an alarm sound if someone's temperature is above 100.3. You want to report anyone if they have a temperature or fever of at least 100. Some say 100.4. That's why this threshold is set at 100.3. That's considered that they have a fever. Again, your normal body temperature is 98.6. Everybody, you hear that a lot. 98.6, 98.6. Your thermometers come in Celsius and it comes in Fahrenheit. It's best to set the thermometers in Fahrenheit because in Celsius you have to do some math. This here is already set for Fahrenheit, but a lot of the United Kingdoms and different other countries, they go by Celsius, okay? So 100.4 is considered someone having a fever. And if someone has 103.1 fever, that is a very high fever. And anything above 100.5 is super high, severe high fever. Your children here, that's why I asked about the age of your children. 3 to 10 year olds, their body temperature is about 95.9. So when you start getting, most children are big as we are now. So, and then your 11 to 65 year olds is between 97.6 to 99.6, which is still in that range of 98.6 as a normal body temperature. So you would be basically following that. I guess how you said, what's the age? 5, which is it, 5? 5 is the youngest? Okay. So 5 is your youngest. So they would still have that 95.9 to 99.5. So anything over 100 for even the age children that you have, 100 plus, you need to quarantine them, call their parents, and of course parents need to call the physician, and then you guys need to report it. And then there's some community lines for reporting it for your children. So again with this one, I'm gonna do it straight again. I want to just get my.
You can use Mr. Patrick.
Oh yeah, I'm actually let you guys use Mr. Patrick because I need you to demonstrate back to me. Okay, so on here I'm just gonna, and now it's saying 96.0. So I'm good to come in. I'm good. So that was temperature number 6. So we remember that was number 6. If this seems to you, whoever's going to be the operator, that is malfunctioning, low battery, or anything like that, go back to your user menu because, like I say, every thermometer is going to be different. You may have this one you're using, and then you may have a different brand that you're using. However, they all work basically the same way as far as point and shoot. But as far as calibrating those thermometers and things like that, use the user manual. Okay, that takes a little time, but they usually come already calibrated. Then when it comes down to cleaning, so I'm still the same one. I hadn't touched you, hadn't touched anything else, I hadn't touched that piece of paper, I've just been touching this. We're done for the day. Or if you're passing this to someone else, then you want to make sure it gets cleaned to pass it to the next person. So I'm just going to use
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Like, we're gonna be using it on a daily basis, so is there a way to restart it for the following day? You know, cause you get your count, or just continue?
It just continues.
It just continue.
Yeah.
We just need to make sure that where we left off and where we're starting.
Well, and after it just memorized those temperatures, you should be writing those temperatures down.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. It just but like say I took Patrick's temperature and you came up to me and started asking me something. I still got Patrick there, so I know he was the last one I took a temperature on. This is already shut off, but I didn't remember what the temperature was. So I can go back to this and look and see what that last temperature was, because I still got him there.
We're taking the temperatures that number 1 person I took. This is the name of the kid, but I'm writing down first person, second, like as they're coming in.
You can document however you want. You don't have to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can just do just like you have your list here. You can do first name, last name, or like I said, if y'all got membership ID numbers or something like that, you can use those, you know. But it's just once this thing shut off, and I didn't see or paid attention to what the temperature was, I can kind of go back. So you don't want to send that person off until you know for sure you've recorded, documented your temperature. Because in nursing and in anything else, and I'm for sure here at this facility, if you don't document it, means it wasn't done. So if you guys never write anybody's temperature down, and you have a mom to say, they don't even take temperature there, and Patrick said, yes, we do. And he could go to his documents and say, hey, yes, we do. On May 15th, we had 15 kids that we did temperature on before they came in the building. Here's my staff. You can put them on a different roster, Patrick. Here's my staff. We took everybody's temperature, you know. So, yeah, you don't have to really actually number it. Just do what's best for you as far as your documentation.
No, yeah, I was gonna, that's what I mean, I'm putting in the name, and that's what I was saying, we're putting in the name, so that's the way we took them, the kid's name. So, on this thing, we wanted to refer back to it, to see, you know, what was his temperature earlier, and now he's
Right, it's only gonna record like 30. I think this one says 30 or 32, I'll verify it again. And that's all it's gonna record, and then it'll probably just start over. So that's why I was saying, you don't really necessarily need the number, because if you wrote it down, and you know that child, you come back and you say, Miss So-and-so, I'm feeling hot. Then you can go and look at that child's name, you don't need the number, and see what the temperature was when they came into the building.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to refer back
Yes,
to
so did I answer your question? Basically, that refer back is, I'm taking Patrick's temperature, you walk up and start talking to me, and that, you see how fast it is. And I'm like, I didn't get his temperature. Answer you, go back to my temperature, I'm either gonna do it again, or if I know Patrick's the only one I just did last, then I can revert to it. Yeah. So I wouldn't rely on that. I would just, like I say, right there. So did I answer it clear?
Yeah,
Okay.
because the reason I was asking is just like when you take somebody's,
Blood sugar.
yeah, like if they're diabetic, right,
Uh-huh.
and it stays in the machine, but then they say, well, I didn't have it as high as yesterday or whatever, and then I can go back to, because my husband does that all the time.
Right. And see, at home.
But I know that it's only him that's using the machine. So
Right, you know it's him that's using the machine.
and
However,
it gives a date on it.
right, yeah, and see, some monitors aren't like that. But same for us in the hospitals or facilities, we still gonna go to that patient's record
Right,
and put that in there, because that machine's gonna remember so many, even though your husband's the last one. But say he took it, and you didn't know he had took it, and you're trying to revert back to a result that you was unaware of. So, yeah, so just, like I said, just write down.
the name of the thing.
So then when it comes down to the cleaning, it's really simple. You can use, you guys have the Clorox wipes, but you just want to make sure you wash this thing down really good. That it's not really wet, because like I say, water can seep off into that, and it's going to mess up your LED. This can start getting debris in it, so I have to look again. He has sent me the deal on there, but some of them pop out, and you can use like a little Q-tip wipey to get the fuzzes and stuff like that. Do you guys have like the air spray for like computers?
Yeah.
That's real good to just kind of try to, I had read that you can kind of use like air pressure to kind of, because you don't want to sit here and start blowing your own. Normally, if we wasn't in COVID-19, what would we be doing?
Blowing.
Trying to blow those little fuzzies away. But pretty much, this is the way it's covered. It don't have like, some have just a little single light. This thing has the whole thing like a little penny. I'm gonna let everybody look at it. But so you just want to make sure you wipe it down real good for the next person. If you walk away from this, wipe it down. Okay. Wipe it down before you use it. Wipe it down before you put it away, or just set it down, because you may have to go to the bathroom, and that person may have to come up and do somebody's temperature. And first thing she may do, even though she'll put her gloves on, still just hadn't been wiped down since the first one. So that's clean. Proper technique of taking gloves off is, if I have this in my hand, I'm gonna put this, I don't know if you're right or left, I'm gonna go ahead and put this in here. And I'm gonna take this glove off. I'm gonna put this glove in here. I wanna use the inside to take this glove off, because everything on the outside may be contaminated. So I, and then put it in trash. Y'all got it? Any questions though? Any questions? Who wants to be first to demonstrate back? I have gloves.